Today I'm looking at a 1962 Buick Special convertible. My name's Mike Thacker. I work in sales here at Sabetti Motors, and you can see this car at 5639 South Tacoma Way in Tacoma, Washington. When we got this car in, I was one of the first people to see it. It came up from Southern California. It was on the top tier of the car hauler, and I had a good chance to see underneath it and see that this car is very solid. No noticeable rust other than some very light surface rust. But what I want to show today is the condition of the interior on this. We think this may be a one-owner car. We have a lot of service records as far as licensing and that goes back several decades. One of the things I noticed from doing a little bit of research about the car, does have some options that you won't find on most cars, at least the ones I've seen listed recently. Most of those cars were V6s. This came ordered with a 215 cubic inch V8. One of the other options regarding the interior, this has a power top. The top is operated with the twist knob here. Also, you'll notice it has air conditioning. I'm not sure why or when these gauges were put in, but what you have here is a voltmeter, water temperature, and oil gauge. The push-button radio would have been an option on this, as was the clock. I'm quite sure that what we're looking at is the original upholstery on the doors. These are seats that look to be original. These were an option. Also, the bucket seats were an option. And you had the chrome trim on the back, which I hadn't seen before other than like on a Chevy Super Sport. So Buick has always been kind of ahead of the curve on things like that as far as their design department. I think one of the best design departments at General Motors. Something else I noticed here, the car has seat belts. Seat belts were not mandatory in the United States till 1966. So that's a nice little addition. Something I'm going to address right now. When you start looking at the doors, and if you remember these cars like I do, they came with what would be called cat whiskers in here. Those are worn down because of the age of the car. Same on this side. You had a little rubber, like a wiper blade in here. That's dried and cracked over the years, but these are pieces that can be replaced quite easily. What's remarkable about this car for the size is that you can actually get 3 adults in here. Now the top is a newer vinyl top, and one of the things that I want to point out here is the metal on here is in excellent shape. It just needs a little bit of cleaning. I would use like a 409 WD-40 would get a lot of that stuff off of there. The top, when it's down, you can see there's channels on here which the window would ride up into. Those channels, these feel like they're metal. They can be removed with a couple set screws in here, but they don't need to be replaced. The windows roll up and down very easily, and the chrome on them and all the windows, the chrome window surrounds are in fine shape. As I mentioned, it's a power top, goes up and down very easily. There's always going to be a little extra maintenance with the convertible. This one looks to me as if it's always been garaged. I'm just going by the overall condition of all these steel rails. When you consider the age of the car, it's a 1962. I'll come over here on this side too. All of the chrome surrounding the outside's in great shape too. So you can see, maybe see the that it's no rust down there. It's all pretty fine shape. Here's another window channel here. This one here is a little bit more flexible. I'm guessing that you may be able to get some of these pieces either manufactured Well, there's a newer screw in there, so this piece may have been replaced. Yeah, that's very possible. Again, just light dirt in there, which can be wiped out very easily. So, the amazing thing though, these cars came standard with a manual top. So we're looking at another option on here, the power top. All nice chrome on there, wing windows. If you're not used to using wing windows, it's really a nice way to get a little ventilation without, if you want to have the windows rolled up and just have a kind of like a manual air conditioning, if you will. The car does have all the original manuals. Glass is in great shape on there. All of the rubber around here is in great shape. Okay. So someone had asked me, had pointed out to me that there was a little bit of a bubble on there. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot that can be done with that. I mean, you can paint it to match it. You know, considering the weather that this has been through over the years, the dash is in just excellent shape. Even up around the windows, you can see that all that's in fine shape. And these pieces in here. Well, the car's only got 82,000 miles on it. So that leads me to believe that whatever we're looking at is original, and that would include the carpet in here also. The only wear, this is why I think it's original carpet, has, if you can see, the wear is very slight. They probably had mats in here. It used to be you could tell by looking at the brake pedal, you know, how many miles were on the car. That's probably that's probably right for this one. I don't know what that material was. It was very, you know. There's your headlight dimmer switch right here. Underneath, again. And then under here too, looks to be in good shape. You do have pull handles for the vents right here, one on each side. There's another vent right there. That would be where these vents right here, we can have airflow. There's your heater controls, all in nice shape. You know, a lot of what they used in here was a nice aluminum, and of course over time it's very durable, and you don't have a lot of decay like you would with plastic, or warpage like you would see in newer cars. I have looked at some of these others on the internet. I thought that this was not a stock wheel. They did come with that steering wheel. It looks to me like the same wheel they were using in the '64 Skylark. So, but that is an original wheel for this car also.